What's happening, people? Liverpool Prophet back again with another video. Obviously, we know the drill. More transfer news to talk about. All things Liverpool related, and yep, all things Liverpool related. I'm gonna be honest. The transfer news is a bit dry at the moment. We're still waiting on. Here we go. We're still waiting on the striker thing. It's all up in the air at the moment, should I say. It's certainly up in the air. That is the word I would use because, I mean, obviously Wirtz is done. Frimpong is done. Wirtz is also set to be in Liverpool tomorrow. I'll talk a bit about that. But, yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get into the news. Let's get into the interesting news now. Apparently, well, not apparently, it is official that Wirtz will be in Liverpool tomorrow, taking his Liverpool medical ahead of his move to us. So, tomorrow is going to be a great day because we are going to be finally announcing that superstar signing to everyone. We're going to be showing everyone that we are serious, and that is, the dream come true. Never did I think we'd be signing Wirtz, but we've done it. We've actually gone and done it. So, come on, man. Tomorrow we're going to see the Wirtz first interview, see him walking around the training ground, holding up the shirt in the Liverpool kit. It's going to be beautiful scenes. So all of us, let's enjoy tomorrow, man. I'm expecting the video to probably drop at around afternoon time. So I will certainly be watching it. I'll certainly be watching the full interview. And it's going to be a great day. We're just going to soak in that Wirtz aura, that Wirtz transfer. And we're going to enjoy that properly. Also on Wirtz, I'm not too sure where he plays exactly in the team now because obviously with the striker coming in, if we get that striker in, Wirtz obviously can play multiple systems. Wirtz can obviously play in multiple areas on the pitch, so he's probably the best position to play. Wirtz would be as an attacking midfielder in a 4-2-3-1 formation. That is where I think he can thrive, playmaker, goals. I think that would be his best position, but he can also operate in the fake 9 in any system. That would be like in a 4-3-3 most likely, doing the Firmino type role in the 4-3-3 as the fake 9. He can also, I'm pretty sure you can play him off the wing as well. So obviously that's obviously where we don't want to play Wirtz on the wing because we've got a lot of wingers there, but worst case scenario, someone's injured, 2 players are injured, Wirtz needs to fill in. He can also play on the wing. Obviously, not for a one-off game, not for numerous games because that is not his position. I feel he can play in a fake 9 for a good couple of weeks, or he could play in the fake 9 and make that his position. But I want to see him in that attacking midfielder role. I want to see the 4-2-3-1 formation, and I want to see Wirtz as the number 10. With probably McAllister and Gravenberch behind him. I think, unfortunately, Dominic Szoboszlai is probably going to be benched, unfortunately, but that's also not a bad thing, is it? So, yeah, Wirtz in that number 10 would be my preferred destination, preferred position for him. I wanted to touch on something a little bit interesting. The Szoboszlai situation now. People seem to be really torn on Dominic Szoboszlai. Some people think he's a good player. Some people think he's overrated. There seems to be a bit of divide between Liverpool fans on Szoboszlai, whether he's a good player or whether he's just overrated. I think Szoboszlai is a really good player, personally. I think he's a very, very, very good player to have. Unfortunately, I don't really see him getting much minutes next season. I think the double pivot will probably be McAllister and Gravenberch for most of the season, barring an injury maybe, or maybe if Sot wants to rotate them because he feels they're being played too much, then Szoboszlai fills in. But other than that, I don't see how Szoboszlai fits into the 4-2-3-1 formation. If you're playing a 4-3-3, then you can obviously play Szoboszlai, where we can play Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister. Only problem then is you're probably going to have to bench Wirtz, and we don't want to really be doing that. So the Szoboszlai situation I find very interesting because it doesn't seem like he's going to be getting a lot of minutes next season. It seems like he might end up being a squad player, and I don't think he's going to want that personally. So we're going to have to sort something out on that, because the last thing we want is for Szoboszlai to feel underappreciated, underused, and then he starts wanting to move out. So I think Arne Slot's going to have to work on something there. He's going to have to really he's going to have to find a way to keep Szoboszlai happy and all their midfielders, because there's some decent competition there now. If I go through our midfielders, obviously Wirtz, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Endo, Jones, obviously Elliot, who probably most likely is going to be moving on, but yeah. Bajcetic is still to come back potentially, so there's some decent midfield options there. Obviously, the starting midfield options are pretty night and day compared to the bench options, but I like it. I like that we have options in that midfield now. I wanted to touch now the big one, the striker thing now. There were numerous reports coming out that Liverpool are ready to shatter the British transfer record yet again for Alexander Isak. Now, I call bluff on it, because there's no chance that we are gonna break the transfer record again in the same window for Alexander Isak, because that's the player apparently we're gonna be trying to go for as our striker. So there's no chance that's happened. If that happens, I'm FSGing. I'm an FSG in it. I will be FSG in. If they actually go and break the transfer record again in the same summer and get us Isak and Wirtz, FSG in for life, man. I am FSG in. That's not going to happen, let's be honest. We know that they're not going to break the record again. It's very, very unlikely. But if by some miracle they decide to do that, oh my God, it is going to be scenes, because I think a lot of FSG outers, including myself, are going to have mud on their face if they go and break the transfer record again. There's no chance it happens. As much as I would love Isak at Liverpool, and a lot of other Liverpool fans would love him at Liverpool, I don't see this transfer happening. I think we really need to move on from this man, because the reports are looking like we actually are serious about this transfer. But I don't want us to go in and get rejected, and that's the last thing we need, man. So I'd much rather go get someone like a Gyökeres or someone like a Osimhen, who's, at a club where it's not really a known club. So I'd rather go get someone there. And obviously Isak will stay at Newcastle. Interestingly, I'm seeing Isak to Barcelona. I'm seeing Barcelona may be looking to make a big play for Isak next summer. I do think Isak is he'll stay at Newcastle this year, but I think next season, next summer, he could potentially move on from Newcastle. I'm not going to say he will, but I feel there is definitely potential for him to be moving on next year. But from the reports that I'm reading, it looks like Isak is Liverpool's main transfer striker target, and it looks like Hugo Ekitike is going to be the backup. So obviously, if worst case scenario happens and we get rejected, which is very likely if we continue to pursue Isak, then we'll have Hugo Ekitike there as the backup, and that's a good. I like that. There's a backup option in case something goes wrong. We didn't have a backup option last summer when we got rejected. We didn't have a backup option when we went in for Caicedo and Naby and got absolutely rejected by both of them. We ended up getting a panic buy. So it's good to see us have backups now. And I think again that's to do with Michael Edwards and the club and Richard Hughes coming back in and putting that football structure in place, because that football structure was missing, and you could see it missing because we were absolutely getting our pants pulled down in the window. So now it's a very, very good thing that we have the backup options. Obviously as well, we had it with Wirtz too. If Wirtz didn't end up happening, I think we would have probably gone back in for Ryan Cherky, obviously before his move to City. So there are backup options now. If worst case scenario happens, we can go get this player, or we can go get that one as a second choice. So I like it. I very much like that. It's promising stuff, and the window is getting more and more interesting, because Isak potentially on his way to Liverpool. That is gonna absolutely send us Liverpool fans wild if Isak joins Liverpool. we are going to go absolutely mad, and we're going to be shameless as well and loud as anything too. So if by any miracle FSG actually go and break the transfer record again in the same summer for another player, I'm an FSG now. I'm an FSG now, and I can't go back on. I can't go back on that, unfortunately. I'll be FSG for life, because they would have gone and broken the transfer record just like that. And again, this shows to me that FSG have got money there. So all this cry mouthing that we're broke, we don't have money, we don't have the funds, that they've been doing for years, it's all proven to be BS, hasn't it? This summer's proved it. The money's there. It's been there for a long time. Why it's obviously not being spent it wasn't being spent, sorry, is another matter, and a very strange one, because obviously, look, we know that we don't sign a lot of players, but is that due to FSG being cheap? Is it because they didn't care? Is it because they're more invested in the Red Sox in America? They're more invested in the American club than they would be us. But I don't understand why the money was there, and it's been there the whole time, and it isn't being spent by Liverpool, or it wasn't being spent by Liverpool, because now all of a sudden the money's there and it's being spent as well. And I'm not complaining, man. Listen, man, fucking let's go spend another couple quid, another couple million. I don't care, man. Go and get as much players as you want, But we'll see where it leads, man. I'm interested on the Isak situation and how this one continues to unravel. So we'll keep an eye on the Isak thing, because it's pretty interesting. But yeah, that is all for me today, guys. I am going to head out. It's been a great one. I'll be back very soon with more transfer news. You know the drill, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Show some love. And I'll be out. Liverpool profit. Peace out. Up the Reds. Let's go.